Hi friends, I'm Dr. Fred Bloem. I just returned from the MAPS Fall 2025 conference where hundreds of doctors came together to talk about children's health. Everything from autism and ADHD to seizures, PANS, PANDAS and chronic illness. It was like drinking from a fire hose of research, except instead of water, it was microbiomes, mitochondria and way too many slides. But what matters most is this. There are practical insights that every parent can use. Today I want to share 5 big lessons from the conference that can help you understand your child's health in a whole new way. Number 1, the gut-brain connection. Your child's gut and brain are in constant conversation. When the gut's upset, the brain often is too. That's why digestive issues and behavioral or emotional struggles so often go hand in hand. Research shows that the microbiome influences mood, focus and even sleep. When it's disrupted by antibiotics, processed foods or stress, it can fuel inflammation and neurological symptoms. Practical steps include the following. Reduce processed sugary foods. Prioritize sleep and outdoor activity. Support gut health with fiber-rich meals. In my practice, I sometimes add gentle tools like light therapy to help regulate the nervous system, but for most families, those simple basics are the first step. Next time your child has a meltdown, ask yourself, was it algebra homework or was it artificial food coloring? Sometimes it's both. 2. Genes are not destiny. Parents often worry, did my child inherit this? Genes can increase risk, but they don't seal fate. Epigenetics shows that stress, toxins, diet and infections can turn genes on or off. For example, a child may have a gene that makes detox harder, but when they are exposed to mold or heavy metals, does it cause trouble? We are able to use genomic testing to see more clearly which pathways need support, but in the meantime, simple steps, clean water, fewer chemicals, balanced routines go a long way. Think of it this way. Your child's genes gave them a piano. The environment decides whether it plays Mozart or heavy metal. 3. Infections and inflammation are the hidden drivers. Sometimes a child changes overnight. Sudden OCD, anxiety or tics. Parents wonder, what just happened? Often the culprit is inflammation triggered by things like strep, Lyme, Bartonella or mold. The immune system goes into overdrive and the brain feels the effects. The key point is that sudden behavioral changes may be immune-driven, not just psychological. This is where therapies that regulate the nervous system like neural therapy, which gently helps reset overactive circuits, can be valuable. And when we're looking for hidden drivers, I sometimes use autonomic response testing, ART. It's a hands-on way of detecting stresses on the body that standard labs often miss. It's not a replacement for testing, but it can provide useful clues. 4. Normal labs don't mean optimal. How many parents have heard this line? The labs are normal. Meanwhile, your child is exhausted, foggy or anxious. Normal just means average, not optimal. And average is not the goal for your child. Take energy. Mitochondria, the little power plants in cells, don't show up in routine labs, but when they underperform, kids can feel like they're trudging through mud. That's why I look for patterns, not just isolated numbers. Sometimes deeper functional testing is needed, and sometimes listening to a parent's story reveals more than a lab sheet ever could. The big takeaway, don't let normal labs end the search for answers. 5. The weight of modern life. Let's be honest. Today's world makes health harder. Screens change dopamine pathways. Poor sleep sabotages learning and mood. Environmental toxins pile stress onto growing bodies. One of the simplest but most powerful things that you can do as a parent is subtraction, not addition. Fewer screens, earlier bedtimes, cleaner food, more fresh air. Sometimes healing starts with what you take away. And yes, parents, this applies to us too. If you're scrolling at midnight while telling your kids to go to bed, you're guilty as charged. So here's the recap. Gut and brain are closely linked. Genes are not destiny. Infections and inflammation can hijack behavior, And sometimes tools like neurotherapy or ART can help us find the hidden triggers. Normal doesn't always mean healthy. Modern life stacks the odds, but simple changes tilt them back in your child's favor. Parenting is hard enough. Add in a child's health challenges and it can feel overwhelming. But the good news is there are answers. Sometimes the solutions are simple. Sometimes they're advanced, but they exist. If this video was helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share in the comments. What's one thing you've noticed that really shifts your child's mood or energy? Let's keep learning and healing together.